Hola a todos. Assalamu alaikum. I hope you're all well. Today is our final lesson of level 1. So I thought we should do a bit of revision. Just recap some of the topics we did earlier over the past few months. See how much we know, what we don't know. And I will be explaining the answers to the activities that we'll be doing along the way, so that we can fill in any gaps in knowledge that we might have. So let's get into it. You might notice that we have a bit of a different setup. I'll be using the same website I used last time. I shared the link in the group, so that you will all have access to these activities. Oh, let me share my screen before I forget. Okay, you can all see this, right? Just let me know if you don't see the screen, and I'll try to share it again. Okay, I'm assuming everyone can see this. So we have a few topics here. You might recognize them because these are things we did early in these past few months. If there is anything you don't know, just let me know in the chat and I will re-explain that. But for now, let's start with something simple. Let's go right to the beginning and do articles. This is our first activity. So in this activity, what they want us to do is choose the article, the correct article. So remember, right at the beginning, we learned our articles are el, la, los, las, un, una, unos, unas. So this sentence means me duele is like I'm hurt, and then a brazo is an arm. So me duele something arm. So in this case, we are talking about something specific. He is referring to his arm. So we're going to use a definite article, and they tell us that over here. We can also see that brazo is singular because it doesn't end in an S. And so that means we've eliminated los, las, unos, and unas. Now, if we look at the ending of brazo, we can see, okay, it ends in an O, this is probably masculine. That means we can eliminate la, and we are left with el. Okay, same concept here. Plantas necesitan agua means plants need water. If I hover over this, it will tell us plants need water. Now we have to choose an article. So we know we need a specific article, not a general one. So we can eliminate un, una, unos, and unas. Now we see, okay, this is plural, it ends in an S, so we can eliminate el and la. And now we can also see plantas is feminine because it ends in an A, S. So the correct definite article in this case would be las. Las plantas necesitan agua. So nunca means never. He contado is I have told. And mentira is a lie. I've never told a lie. So a lie, we can see it's not specific. so we can eliminate our el, la, los, and las. And mentira is singular, so out of unas, unos, una, and we can eliminate unas and unos. Now we are left with una and Mentira ends in an A, so this is probably feminine, una mentira. This one might be a little confusing. I'm not sure if you remember, a long time ago we covered this and we saw that words that end in MA are usually masculine, not feminine. So this one ends in an A, but it's masculine. So, un programa. So monos would be monkeys. There had been monkeys in the zoo. So monos, we can see, is masculine and plural. So the indefinite article that's masculine and plural is unos. It also ends in an OS. So that's how we know that they go together. Okay, this one we haven't covered yet. This is like the one bad thing, the worst thing about summer is the heat. The answer to this will be low, but that's not a topic we've covered yet, so don't worry about that one. This one could be a bit confusing. Piel doesn't end in an O, it doesn't end in an A either, and usually things that end in consonants are masculine. But in this case, our consonant ending word is actually feminine. Sometimes you'll find that nouns that end in L are feminine, like sal and piel, with sal meaning salt, piel is skin. I hope you remember this word, morena. Morena is brown. We covered that when we did colors and hair color and eye color, all those things. La piel morena. This one's also a bit confusing. Pandas looks feminine. It ends in an A, but in this case, it's actually masculine. Los pandas comen bambú. That the pandas one is just something that you'll have to remember. So the more you use the word, the better you'll remember it. Okay, B, avestruz en Australia. Avestruz also looks a bit strange. Is this masculine or is this feminine? This one is masculine. Un avestruz. Cais is also a bit strange. We don't know whether this one is masculine or feminine because we have an ES. This one, try to remember it, practice this word. It's feminine. Caminamos por unas calles muy estrechas. Something that gives that away is estrechas over here. Estrechas is describing calles. We walked on the narrow roads, on the very narrow roads. So this narrow here is describing the road, so we can tell, okay, in Spanish, our word for narrow ends in an AS. It's probably feminine and plural. So then we can assume that calles is also a feminine word. So examen, remember, consonants, things that end in consonants are usually masculine. So let's go with el examen. Okay. So blank, menos que puedes hacer es ayudarme. I'll break this sentence up. We haven't covered this, so don't worry if you're not sure about the answer. but I just want to explain the translation. So menos is like least, que puedes, that you can, hacer is to do, es is, ayudar is to help, and me refers to me. So the least you could do is help me. In this case, the answer is lo menos. But don't worry about that one. So we saw something like this one earlier. With piel, it ended in an L, and we said it was feminine. And I also mentioned sal as being another feminine noun that ends in an L. So, me pasas la sal, por favor. So in our rules we had a few weeks ago, we said that things that end in tion are usually feminine. So let's go with una habitación. Okay, we made it through our first activity and everything is correct. Okay, let's see if I can find these activities. Okay, our next topic, ser and estar. So remember, ser and estar both mean to be, but we use each one in different cases. So let's just practice this. So what's going to happen in this lesson is there are a few videos like this where Angela might introduce herself, and then we have to choose between the different words that mean to be in the phrases that she gives us about herself. So, hello, I'm Angela. So now, let's break this down. We need am. Am comes from to be, but before we look at the whole doctor and place thing we saw a few weeks ago, let's look at our most basic ser or estar identifier. So is she telling us something that's permanent about herself or something that's temporary? So she's telling us that she is Angela. Her name isn't going to change. She will always be Angela. So we will go with soy Angela. So she's explaining, she's short, she's a brunette, and she's thin. These things don't change very often. So we can consider these to be permanent things. So now we know that we are dealing with ser. Now we have to figure out, is it eres or soy? So remember, yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellos, ellas, ustedes son. So she's talking about herself. So we will use yo soy. Okay. We have a correct answer in the chat. Someone said soy. Well done. Muy bien. Let's listen to what she says. Soy de España. So she's telling us that she is from Spain. Her profession can never, her place of birth can never change. So that's why we use soy de España. Now it might be a bit confusing because usually when we deal with location, we use estar. But in this case, we use soy or ser. Mi profesión, ser, we have to conjugate, médica. So she is saying that she is a doctor. I am a doctor. So we're not going to say es médica because es is for he, she, it, and you formal. So we will say soy médica. Another one, she's describing herself. And if we look at our doctor, the D stands for describing. So, or description. So we will go with soy. Doctor is for ser, place is for estar. A little acronym. So she's saying, are my friends and family important to me? Of course they are. So in English, we know it's, she's saying are, so we already know that we're going to deal with a plural conjugated verb of ser. So soy is usually for, soy is for first person singular, and son is for third person plural. So son is the correct answer. So the person who's most important to me, then she answers her question and she says, Maria. She is my mother. So is Maria permanently her mother or temporarily? So you won't really get a temporary mother. Your mother will always be your mother. So we will go with es, because es comes from ser, and we know ser is used for more permanent things. Estar is used for more temporary things. Okay, so here's a little summary of doctor. Time is also one of these things, but it wasn't mentioned over here. But in the PowerPoint, if you look back on those slides, you will see the full doctor acronym. Okay, so our first two words, ahora mismo, that means right now. So if something is happening right now, would that be permanent or temporary? So this is something temporary. So we're not going to use ser. In this case, we'll use estar. So she's referring to herself, first person singular. So we use estoy buscando. This is another tense. This is our progressive tense. In the progressive tense, you will always use estar. If you see verbs that end in ando or yendo, so buscando, you will always have estar in one of its forms before it. So in this case, it's estoy buscando. So over here, she's saying he is, and she lists these qualities. So if we are using he, we're not going to use soy because soy is I am. We want to use he is. So we will use él es. So she's saying, I'm in New York. She is only currently in New York. So we know we have to use estar. So she's there right now. And then we have to figure out, do we use estoy or están? So this one is quite easy because they say yo before we have to give the answer. And we know that with yo, we use estoy. Yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella, usted está, etc. So yo estoy. In the second sentence, she wants to say, I am very occupied with my work. I'm really busy with my work. So now she's referring to herself. So we know it's yo estoy. So estoy muy ocupada. So she's very excited because she wants to meet new people. She isn't permanently excited. She is just excited because of this one thing. So we will use estar. And she's saying, I am excited. We saw this earlier. Yo estoy. So we will use estoy. Okay, I hope you heard that one. Sí, estás interesado. If you are interested. Okay, well done. We just got through another one. Let's see what other topics we have. So we did ser and estar. We did articles. Let's try telling the time. This one was one of our more trickier lessons, so I think it's important we review this one. Okay, so here's Natalia. She says, hola, soy Natalia. Hello, I'm Natalia. Esta es mi rutina diaria. This is my daily routine. Me despierto todos los días a las 7 blank. Every day I wake up at 7. Let's see what she has to say. Do you remember the alphabet? Our first letter is A. And she said AM, so we can immediately eliminate this one, 7 a.m. I see we have an answer to the previous one. AM, well done, that's correct. Let's replay this one. Okay, mañana. We know that can mean two things, morning or tomorrow. Over here, they only give us the options afternoon and morning. So we can immediately eliminate afternoon and we're left with in the morning. Okay, half past. So remember, half past kind of sounds like middle or medium almost in Spanish. And if you look at these two words, we can see media kind of sounds like that. And cuarto does sound a bit like quarter. So media, a few people are saying y media, correcto. Y media is the correct answer. Let's keep it. Did you catch that? Usualmente salgo para el restaurante a las 10. So over here, you might see this al 10 over here. If you're not sure what it means, I think that's something we haven't covered, but it's a quick thing, so I'll explain it now. Al is a combination of a and el. I know we did del, which is a combination of de and el. So we know that with time, whenever we are not dealing with one, we will always use our plural articles. So el is a singular article. So a plus el won't work out over here because 10 is 10. 10 is more than one. It's not one, so we will use the plural article. A las 10. Another one. Nueve is 9, not 1. So we will use the plural article. So las 9. Did you hear that one? Que vienen a comer al mediodía. Mediodía. So mediodía is midday. El almuerzo es a la 1 sharp. Okay. Más o menos means more or less or roundabout. En punto, we saw that one when we were dealing with time. En punto means sharp. So lunch is at 1 o'clock sharp. El almuerzo es a la 1 en punto. Yo almuerzo a las 11, más o menos. I have lunch around 11. Cuando el restaurante todavía está vacío. Cuando is when. El restaurante, the restaurant, todavía still está vacío is empty. So the restaurant, let's just go back to ser and estar quickly. Restaurant won't permanently be empty. It's only empty for a certain period of time. It's temporarily empty. So estar is the correct, or in this case, está is the correct verb. But over here again, yo almuerzo a las 11, más o menos. Okay, hasta something cinco. Cinco is 5. 5 is not 1. 1's the only one that's singular. So you know this is plural. Our plural article is not la, but las. So hasta las 5. El restaurante se vacía a las 3, más o menos, more or less. There goes 2 options here, a las 5 or a las 5. So la is singular, las is plural, and they tell us here they want 5 o'clock. 5 is plural, 1 is the only one that's singular, a las 5. Okay, she said, jugamos hasta las 6:30 de la tarde. Luego yo me voy a casa. So they play until 6:30 in the evening or afternoon. Then she goes home. So they want us to translate sharp. We saw earlier, it is en punto. A las 7:30 en punto. At 7:30 on the dot. Okay, did you hear menos or y? Let's play it one more time. En general, ceno a las 9:45. Yo ceno a something, 8 de la noche. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. 8 is 8. So it's plural. So we can eliminate la and we will choose las. Okay, 11 o'clock. 11 is plural, so las 11. In general, usually she sleeps in between 11 o'clock and 12. So 11 is las 11. She leaves the restaurant at 11. Then she goes home and she watches TV until midnight. So it's midnight, medianoche, or mediodía. Let's just focus on night. Night is noche, so we can immediately eliminate mediodía, and we have medianoche. Muy bien, Fiona. I see you said medianoche. That is correct. That was a bit fast. With this, no duermo hasta las 2 de la madrugada. So remember, madrugada is in those early hours of the morning. So after midnight, we have madrugada. And we finished yet another revision activity. Let's choose another topic. Okay. I'm just going to plug in this charger. I forgot to do that earlier. But I think for our next one, we should focus on dates. For that, it'll be a mixture of months, days, and I think they've also included some seasons. So that'll be nice practice, and we get to learn something new. Okay, talking about dates. Switch my video back on. Oops. Okay. Summer. So I don't think we've done seasons in class before, but let's learn something new. I'm not sure if they want me to add the articles in here. I tried these quizzes before, so before I get it wrong, actually I think they let you redo it. Let's just see. Okay. Summer is verano. Okay, verano ends in an O, so it's probably masculine. Okay, they do want articles. Now we know. Okay, winter is another masculine noun, so we will choose el, and winter is invierno. Invierno. Okay, now something familiar. We know this. March. This month is marzo. I don't know if they want articles. Let's see. El marzo. August. It sounds very similar in Spanish. Agosto. August becomes agosto. El agosto. May. Let's do May. Oh wait, oops. May is very similar. It's basically May is an OPM. Yes, el mayo, correcto. Spring, okay, we don't know this one. Spring is la primavera. La primavera. Okay, January. Here's something we are familiar with. January does not really sound like January in Spanish. This one is enero. July. July is quite similar to July. It is julio. El julio. Okay, it seems we've reached the end of another quiz, and I think we got everything correct. Let's continue practicing. Okay, December. December does sound very similar to December, but we add a little I in between the C and the E, and we swap the R and the E at the end around, so it becomes diciembre. Oh, and this E becomes an I. Diciembre. February, also similar. This is febrero. 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 November ends in a similar way to December. November is noviembre. El noviembre. October, we do the same thing at the ending where we swap the E and the R. October becomes octubre. So for all these months that end in ER, they will become RE in Spanish. So el octubre. We have fall or autumn. Spanish. Let me see if I can get these accents right. Okay, got it. Finally figured out the whole accent thing on the keyboard. Seems you just have to hold the letters on this website. Okay. April is like April, but the P becomes a B. So el abril. June is like July. July becomes julio, as we saw earlier. June becomes junio. El junio. September, remember what I said about these ERs? The ERs become REs. September becomes septiembre. Septiembre. Okay, we finished yet another activity. And all of these are correct. I think we have time for 2 more. So let's choose one of the more difficult topics. Oops. Okay. We've done ser and estar. We've done dates. We've done articles. I don't think we've covered numbers, but I think numbers are a bit easy. We kind of went over that in time. So how about we try family members? So these vocabulary intensive topics, repetition is good for remembrance. Okay, niece. I know these ones give us little clues. So in case you need a refresh, okay, actually, before I start typing, look at the clues. Okay, so we know it ends in an SO and it ends in an NA. If you remember this one, well done. It is la sobrina. Sister, this one in starts with an H. Let's see what clues they give us. Starts with an HE, ends in an NA. Fill in the gaps. Hermana, well done, Nadine. Hermana. Daughter. I'm not sure what kind of clues they'll give us with this one, but I don't really want to give it away. Actually, I'm going to give the answer anyway, so let's see. Close. We have hijo over here. Remember, daughter is feminine, so in Spanish, feminine things end in an A, so hija. We have a few responses to say hija now. Muy bien, la hija. Okay, now this one is hijo, because this is also a kid, but it's masculine. So that hijo that was sent earlier is correct in this circumstance. El hijo. A woman. This one we didn't do with family members, but we have seen this word. I think we saw it in the last lesson when we used esta, esa, and aquella. Woman is a mujer. We had all those women standing in the roads and the cars. La mujer. A cousin. So I'm not sure whether in this one they want us to do female cousins. Let's look at the clue. Okay, they want a female cousin. It ends in an A. So starts with a P, ends in an A. The answer is la prima. A mother. Mother is madre. Sí, madre, qué bien. How about mother-in-law? This one is, okay, look at the clue first. Maybe it will refresh your memory before I give away the answer. Okay, starts in an SU, ends in RA. Su something ra. The answer to this one is suegra, la suegra. Okay, a grandson. This one starts with an N, ends in an O. So let's fill in the gaps. If you know the answer, feel free to put in the comments. It is nieto. Oops. El nieto. Husband. Remember, there are two words we can use for husband, marido and esposo. What do they want? Okay, they have es and so. So, esposo. Aunt. This one is very short. Let's see what clues they give us. T and A, we just have to fill in one letter. That one letter is an I, la tia. Remember, this I has an accent on it. Children. Okay, we can see in the video we have a male child and a female child. So we're going to use our masculine and neutral word over here. So children is very similar to son and daughter, except it's just plural. We just add an S at the end. So this one is hijos, los hijos. A father-in-law. Do you remember we saw mother-in-law earlier, and the answer was suegra? To get to father-in-law from mother-in-law, all we are going to do is we will take the A and change it to an O. Take it from masculine and take it from feminine, change the ending, it becomes masculine. So la suegra becomes el suegro. Nephew. I think our very first one was niece, sobrina. So we are going to do the same thing, take that A ending, make it an O, sobrino. Cousin, so we have two boys over here. So we'll use the masculine word for a cousin. We had prima for the females. Again, you take the A, you swap it, becomes an O, and we have el primo instead of prima, primo. Brother. We had hermana earlier, we had sister earlier. Take the A ending, make it an O, el hermano. Okay, let's continue. A granddaughter. I think we had grandson earlier. I'm not sure. So let's just look at the clue and see what they give us. We have something that starts with an N and ends in an A, la, n, something a. Answer to this is la nieta. La nieta. Now we have father. We had madre earlier. Madre is mother. With this one, we don't change the ending, rather we change the beginning. So madre will become padre. To go from mother to father, we change the beginning, becomes padre. The M becomes the P. Stepmother. I'm not sure if we had these earlier, but they should be in the notes. So let's see. We have ma and ra. This one's a long one. It's ma das tra. Stepfather. This one's very similar. Oops, el padra. Let's go quickly. Pa and ro. Remember I explained when we covered this that the E in padre and madre both become an A. That A is completely independent of gender. The E is just changed to an A for both of them. So madrastra is padrastro. So we only change the ending when it comes to gender. And in the case of madre and padre, we change the beginning as well. But that middle part, the madrastra and the padrastro, that doesn't change. Okay, husband. I think we had esposo earlier. Let's see what they want in this one. Okay. We have ma and we have do. So what we're missing in the middle is ri, marido. El marido is the husband. Stepbrother. Let's look at the clue they give us. E and ro. So remember stepmother and stepfather all had that astra or astro. This one's very similar. So el hermanastro. Siblings. So we know hermano is a brother, hermana is a sister, or if we have many siblings. So we'll use a neutral one because we see we have girls and boys here. So hermano. Uncle, we had tia earlier. A becomes an O. So uncle is tío. Only 8 words left to go over. Parents. So we know mother is madre, father is padre. You might be thinking, oh, which one do we choose? Because if we look at, let's take siblings, for example, we have hermana, hermano, and hermanos. So we know that hermano can be, hermanos could be neutral as well, so for boys and girls, or for only boys. But what about madre and padre? How do we choose a plural for that one? So usually the masculine one, the masculine noun will always also be used as the neutral. So, or maybe mixed rather. Same rule applies here. So we will take padre and make that plural for parents. Parents, padres. Stepsister. We saw stepmother, stepfather, stepbrother. They all had that astro, astra ending. This one is the same. Herman, as, and then she's female. The stepsister is female, so she won't be hermanastro, she'll be hermanastra. Parents-in-law. So for parents-in-law, we will still take the masculine/neutral noun, the singular one, so padrastro, and we just add an S to make it plural. Let's see. Oh, parent. Oh, sorry. I was thinking of step parents instead of parents-in-law. Okay, parents-in-law, suegros. But then if we were talking about step, then we would have the astra ending. That's my mistake. Great grandmother. We did look at this. Actually, we looked at this, but we didn't have it in our little family tree. So it's okay if you don't remember this one. We can look at the clue. La. Okay, so we have a ta over here and a la at the end. It's quite a long one. So let's. Okay. Oh, okay, nice. I don't know if they, let's see if I want a space here. And just count letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. I'm going to make it one word. Let's see if they do. So great great grandmother is tatarabuela. Let's. Okay, so they wanted this. Oh. Okay. So they wanted it as one word. Let's change that. Okay. Grandchildren. So grandchildren, we will take the masculine word or neutral mixed word for grandchild, and we'll just add the S at the end. So grandchildren becomes los, the paper clue. N-I and O-S, nietos, los nietos. Step siblings. So we will take the word for stepbrother and we just add an S because our masculine. Oh, actually, we only have 2 girls in this picture, so we can use our word for stepsister and just add an S. Hermanastras. Oh, okay. They are only women in the picture, but it seems they want the word for male and female siblings. So hermanastros. Great great grandmother. I think we just did this one. La ta 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 ra. Oh, I wanted it as one word. Okay, so we saw abuela earlier. Now the one grandfather, so it will become abuelo. So father becomes mother, mother becomes father. Oops. Also, earlier we saw that Tatra did not change. We will only change the ending for great great grandmother and great great grandfather. So don't worry about the Tatara. Just focus on the article and the ending of the verb. Now we have relative, family member. Okay. the first thing that would have come to my mind would be instead of so they have family member over there. A family member in Spanish would be un miembro de mi familia, a member of my family. But in this case, it seems to want a different word. Okay. I'll type creativo for a second. This word we haven't done yet, but I guess it's just something nice that you can remember and you can use. So I will send, actually I put these assignments, these little quizzes in the assignments area of the classroom, and I'm sure you can access those. So just go over those words that we haven't done in our slides that are over here, and then I'm sure you'll get the hang of it after you practice it in the quiz. Great-great-grandmother, we saw this one. Tatarabuela. Oh, how did that happen? Okay, so that is it for today. I hope you learned some new words and that the content we did over these past few weeks has become much easier for you to remember. The link is still in the group, so you can access the activities that we just did. There are a few more activities you can practice, and I think I might just add some others because these are quite nice and they will definitely help with remembering all the words that we've covered, and it will prevent you from having to watch hour-long videos over and over again. So I think I'll just resend the link so that it's you don't have to go search for it. But for now, buenas noches and assalamu alaikum. I hope this revision session helped. If you have any questions, please don't